व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। कृष्णा। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। ग्रंथराज भागवतम की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीमुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। सद्गुरुं दीनतारणं शृण्वतां सुकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः। हृद्यन्तस्थो ह्यभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सताम्। हरे कृष्णा। I am Gokula Vallabha Devi Dasi presenting today's Bhagavatam class. I have been given the shlokas of 4th canto, 21st chapter, 26 and 27. Let me first pay my obeisances to all the Vaishnavas present here in the meeting. And please bless me so that I will speak something that is loyal to a parampara. And forgive me if I make some mistakes because of my ignorance. So today's shloka I am reading. 4th canto, 21st chapter, 26th shloka. यूयं तदनुमोदध्वं पितृदेवर्षयो मलाः कर्तुः शास्तुरनुज्ञातुस्तुल्यं यत्प्रीत्य तत्फलम्. So the synonyms are Yuyam, all you respectable persons who are present here. Tat, that. Anumodhadvam, kindly approve of my proposal. Pitra, persons coming from Pitraloka. Deva, persons coming from the heavenly planets. Rishayaha, great sages and saintly persons. Amalaha, those who are cleansed of all sinful activities. Kartuhu, the performer. Shastuhu, the order giver. Anujñatuhu, of the supporter. Tulyam, equal. Yat, which. Pretya, after death. Tat, that. Phalam, result. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I request all the pure-hearted demigods, forefathers, and saintly persons to support my proposal. For after death, the result of an action is equally shared by its doer, its director, and its supporter. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The government of Prithu Maharaj was perfect because it was administered exactly according to the orders of Vedic injunctions. Prithu Maharaj has already explained that the chief duty of the government is to see that everyone executes his respective duty and is elevated to the platform of Krishna consciousness. The government should be so conducted that automatically one is elevated to Krishna consciousness. King Prithu, therefore, wanted his citizens to cooperate fully with him. for if they assented, they would enjoy the same profit as he after death. If Prithu Maharaj, as a perfect king, were elevated to the heavenly planets, the citizens who cooperated by approving of his methods would also be elevated with him. Since the Krishna consciousness movement going on at present moment is genuine, perfect, and authorized and is following in the footsteps of Prithu Maharaj, anyone who cooperates with the movement or accepts its principles will get the same result as the workers who are actively propagating Krishna consciousness. This is the 26th shloka. I would also read the 27th shloka with translation and then continue. 27th shloka. अस्ति यज्ञपतिर्नाम केषाञ्चिद् अर्हसत्तमाः इहामुत्र च लक्ष्यन्ते ज्योत्स्नावत्यः क्वचिद् भुवः. Synonyms. Asti, there must be. Yajnapatihi, the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Nama, of the name. Keshanchit, in the opinion of some. Arhasattamaha, O most respectable. Iha, in this material world. Amutra, after death. Cha, also. Lakshyante, it is visible. Jyotsnavatyaha, powerful, beautiful. Vachit, somewhere. Bhuvaha, bodies. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. My dear respectable ladies and gentlemen, according to the authoritative statements of Shastra, there must be a supreme authority who is able to award the respective benefits of our present activities. Otherwise, why should there be persons who are unusually beautiful and powerful, both in this life and in the life after death? ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते. तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छान् कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. So today's class, the fourth chapter, fourth canto, 21st chapter, 26th shloka. We'd just like to start with a little bit of background. We know that Bhagavatam here has started with Sutta Goswami talking to the Shaunaka Rishis, and now the conversation that is going on is between Maitreya and Vidura, Maitreya Rishi and Vidura. So far, what has happened? Vena was a very, very cruel and atheistic king. He was troubling the citizens of his kingdom so much, and all the people were really very much upset, and they were literally getting completely killed by Vena in many ways. And the Brahmanas were also very much suffering. So what did they do? They actually went and cursed him so much that they killed him. It was possible in those days to curse a person in such a way that by their yogic powers they could kill him. Then from the body of Vena, they churned this body, and three people came out. Bahuka, a dark person who was an Ishada, and Prithu Maharaj and Archi Devi. Bahuka was sent to the forest region because he was a Nishada, a tribal person, and they are not actually very good people. They survive on dacoity and things like that. So they were sent away from the kingdom. Prithu Maharaj and Archidevi. Prithu Maharaj was the Shaktavesha Avatara of the Lord himself, and Archidevi was the Shaktavesha Avatara of Goddess Lakshmi. Then, in this way, they got married, and Prithu Maharaj started ruling the kingdom. First thing that he found was Mother Earth was not giving anything to the kingdom because she had been troubled very much by the previous rulers. So, what did Prithu Maharaj do? He confronted her and forced her to give all her treasures to his kingdom, which was actually the whole world. Prithu Maharaj's kingdom was the whole world. Then Prithu Maharaj started doing Ashwamedha Yajna, and he did 99 yajnas. Now Indra got really worried. Oh my God, if he's going to finish the 100th yajna, then my seat will go. So he went to Brahma and requested him to stop it. And Prithu Maharaj, on the request of Brahma, stopped and did not do the 100th yajna. Then again, Prithu Maharaj started one more yajna, for the welfare of his kingdom. And what we are going to be seeing today is actually the whole of this particular talk between Prithu Maharaj and the citizens of his kingdom. He is actually giving instructions to Prithu Maharaj. We have covered 25 shlokas so far in whatever instructions Prithu Maharaj has been giving. And he has spoken very well. He talks about his responsibility towards the citizens. He also talks about how a king is going to gain higher planets when he does welfare activities for the citizens, and also when he takes his citizens into a higher realm spiritually also. And he actually falls down if he is not doing anything for his citizens and just exacts taxes from them. So now we are going to see how he is advising the citizens to follow the Varnashrama Dharma, and in such a way that they are also doing everything for Krishna. So following Varnashrama Dharma and dedicating everything to the Lord. This is what he wants from his citizens. This is called as Adhoksha Dhiya. What is Adhoksha Dhiya? That means it's nothing but Krishna consciousness. If we are going to do devotional service, we are doing everything and we are completely dovetailing it to Krishna. When we do that, then it becomes Krishna consciousness. This is what Prithu Maharaj also wanted to do, wanted his citizens to do. So in the 26th shloka now, Prithu Maharaj is asking the support of demigods, the forefathers, and saintly persons in this particular goal that he has towards his kingdom. And how does he persuade them? He tells them that anybody who is actually getting involved in any good work, whether he is doing the good work, or he is the director of the good work, or he is a supporter of the good work, everybody is going to get the fruits of this good work. So this is how he is trying to persuade them. And then he talks about promoting the citizens, and he says that, and Srila Prabhupada also says here in the purport that even our movement, Krishna consciousness movement, is actually doing so much of good work, and anybody who supports it is going to get the benefits of whatever is being done by ISKCON also. Now, we have seen one example of how the citizens, the good citizens in the kingdom, can also go back to Godhead. Example is Lord Rama. when he finished his pastimes in this world, along with him, all the citizens of Ayodhya, they also went back to the Ayodhya in the spiritual realm. And of course, Lord Rama was the personality of Godhead himself. But still, we can say that since Ramarajya is considered to be the one of the best ways of governing the kingdom, Lord Rama took his people back to Ayodhya in the spiritual realm. Then we can also see that there are many kings who are there who actually preached to different people. So, like example is Rishabhadev, who gave instructions to his sons, the Prachetas. Then we have Bhishma Deva, who gave instructions to Yudhishthir Maharaj. Yudhishthir Maharaj actually in the Vishnu Sahasranamam, he asks 6 questions, and the whole of Vishnu Sahasranamam is actually the answer to these 6 questions asked by Yudhishthir Maharaj. He asks, Yudhishthira Vacha, Kinekam Daivatam Loke, Kim Vapyekam Parayanam, Stuvantah Kam Kamachantaha, Prapniyur Manava Shubham, Ko Dharma Sarva Dharmanam, Bhavatah Paramo Mataha, Kinjapan Muchyate Jantur, Janma Samsara Bandhanat. So, in this way, he is asking these 6 questions. He says, who is the number one or supreme deity? What is the highest goal of life? Which deity's auspicious qualities should human beings pray to? And Kamachantaha Prapniyur Manava Shubham. So, from whom should they pray to if they are going to attain prosperity in this world and bliss in the next? And then he asks, Ko Dharmaha Sarva Dharmanam, okay, which is the highest code of conduct. And Kim Japan Muchyate, if I am going to chant that name, Janma Samsara Bandhanat, I am going to get liberated from this Janma Samsara. He is asking. So the whole of Vishnu Sahasranamam is Bhishma talking to Yudhishthira and giving him these answers. Obviously, when Bhishma is saying, he is talking about the Supreme Lord himself, and all these questions are actually when you are praying to the Supreme Lord, when you are doing japa to the Supreme Lord, when you are following the dharma given by Supreme Lord, then this is what is going to happen, he tells Yudhishthira. So in those days, there were kings, monarchies were there, and the kings were learned, they were Krishna conscious, and they were taking the people towards Krishna consciousness. If we are going to see in today's world, unfortunately, this word secularism has become such a horrible word that we have completely forgotten Krishna consciousness in this word secularism. There is so much of mixture of all the religions that people have completely forgotten how to be actually Krishna conscious. It is really the leaders of today's world actually are something like, we can say, the blind leading the blind. They are not Krishna conscious. They are not trying to make the people also Krishna conscious. If we are going to see a leader who acts like a lion for a herd of sheep, and a leader who acts like a sheep for a group of lions, which one is better? Obviously, it is the leader who is like a lion. And we in ISKCON, we are so very fortunate that we have the Simha Guru, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who has been leading us. And Srila Prabhupada, uh, again and again, he stresses on this fact that just as Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj led the Gaudiya movement, we have to follow in his steps and think in terms of distributing these books and his works. So we have actually a whole line of exalted devotees who are actually guiding us through these books and works of theirs. Now we come to the doer, director, and supporter. Prithu Maharaj is telling that when a good work is being done, the doer, director, and supporter is also going to get the fruits of these good activities. One example is Prabhupada himself. When he set out to America, there were so many people who came to help him. We have Srimati Morarji, who gave him the ticket to go to America, this Mr. Agarwal and his family, and all those boys and girls who were hippies, and they came and supported Srila Prabhupada's movements. And today, look, where are they? They have made their name in the history of ISKCON. And Srila Prabhupada's memoirs are full of these people. And these so-called hippies today have become the exalted devotees in current ISKCON. They have become such pure devotees, and we are taking, guidance from them. So we should be really grateful to Srila Prabhupada that he was able to spread this good work of spreading this KC throughout the world, and in turn he came back to India. Just imagine what would have happened if Prabhupada had just decided to stay back in America and the Western countries and never returned to India. Don't you think we would have missed out on so much? So it is really Srila Prabhupada's mercy that today we are here, we are following the Krishna conscious movement, and we ourselves are getting an opportunity to become Krishna conscious. As compared to Prithu Maharaj, if we are going to compare the leaders of today, it's a very sorry state of affairs. Today's leaders are only interested in filling up their pockets. They're not interested in doing anything else. Not even doing the basic, giving the basic facilities to the citizens. If you are seeing the once, actually what happened, I went to the BDA office and I was asking them, I had some work there, and when I started asking them about what I have to do, what is the procedure, how should I get through and get these documents, I was completely surprised to see the amount of money they were asking me. I could not believe that so much money has to be given for doing such a small task. And when I asked, see, this is your duty, you're supposed to do it. And they're telling that, see, madam, we have come to this office because by paying almost lakhs and lakhs of money. And now we have to somehow or the other get back this money. Otherwise, how we can go ahead? And I was I just did not know what to do. I had to, I'm sorry to say, but I had to take part in this particular, unethical work, and I had to shell out some money in order to get my work done. So what can you do? You are actually trapped in this corrupt system, and it is just not possible for us to get out of it. Wherever there is Ugra Karma, you will find that Krishna consciousness goes and takes a backseat. Take our farmers, for example. When there were no machines, they were daily going to the fields, they were toiling, they were, going in the morning, coming back in the evening, thinking of God in the night, and going back to bed. But what happened when the tractors came? There were tractors, there were harvesters, there were, so many other modern machines which came, and the farmer became jobless. When he became jobless, what could he do? He had nothing to do. The empty mind is devil's workshop. And he would go to the toddy shop, sit there, drink, you know, and then one thing led to another. Slowly, 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 the moral degradation came into. It's really unfortunate that industrialization and so called modernization is actually making so much of uh, inroads into our actual culture and religion. It's unfortunate indeed. If you take, for example, the Industrial Revolution led to imperialism and colonization. There were so many countries which came under the British rule that and we are all aware of the fact how our culture got a beating because of the fact that the Britishers came to our country. Macaulay's system, what happened of education that completely eroded our Gurukul system. There was nothing left. Today what we are following is a British system, and there is no place for Sanatana Dharma, for Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam in any of our school curriculum. It is really unfortunate. I was actually a teacher and I was going to schools and teaching Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. And it was an uphill task to convince the children that, Bhagavad Gita is something that you have to learn. For them, it was just something that is imaginary. They don't believe in any of these gods and goddesses. They think that they are only a figment of imagination. For them, everything is what is called as pratyaksha pramana. I have not seen God, so I am not believe in him. That's the kind of attitude they are having. And who is responsible for this kind of thing? Obviously, we as superiors, as devotees, as senior devotees, we have not taken that challenge of bringing the culture, of bringing our culture to these young minds. So it is a big job that we have to do. See, we sit in our ISKCON temples and we preach to only the devotees. Yeah, it is a good job. We are doing it. We should be doing it also. But don't you think that the non devotees also deserve a chance from us? Don't you think that the children who are there, who are completely, away from Krishna consciousness, they deserve a chance to come back to Krishna consciousness? Because everybody is born Krishna conscious. It is actually the environment that takes them away from us. So we have to think in those terms. We have to think in those terms of, as a teacher, I'm a great believer that we should be uh, guiding the children and bringing them back to Krishna consciousness. So this is so much about actually what Krishna conscious movement can do to our people. And exactly this is what Prithu Maharaj also wanted to do. He wanted each and every citizen of his kingdom to become Krishna conscious so that they would also get an opportunity. This is the responsibility of the king. They will also get an opportunity to lead a very good life when they are alive here and go back to Godhead after this life. This is what they should also be thinking of, and this is what we should also be thinking of. So then, Prabhupada's mission, if we are going to see, was always for preaching. He said it's not necessary for you to actually become an expert in all the holy books. You don't have to learn all the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. You don't have to finish all the full Bhagavatam. Yare dekha, Sir Krishna, you just go ahead. Kena kena prakarena manah Krishne niveshayet. So if you are going to actually think in terms of somehow or the other, make that person chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you have achieved something. My Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, says that your first hurdle is to make the person chant Hare Krishna. That is all. Once he starts chanting Hare Krishna, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra will take over. It will give that ruchi, it will give him that taste, and he will start chanting Hare Krishna on his own. And this is only the first step that we have to take. We have to bring that conditioned soul back to our place, and we just have to make sure that somehow or the other he is chanting the holy names. When he starts chanting, automatically the holy name will take over. It will do its magic, as they say, you know. This is what will happen to me also. The same thing happened. I was not even knowing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the beginning. And then when I came to get this, and it became just automatically, from 2 rounds, 3 rounds, automatically I went to 16 rounds and started chanting. I don't even know how it happened. So this is what we should be doing. We should be taking this holy name, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this movement of Srila Prabhupada to each and every person, and somehow or the other make him chant Hare Krishna. In today's world, it is just not possible for us to have anything that is, without any pollution. Everything is polluted. It is just not possible for us to get anything that is directly from the farm. And even if we are getting something from directly from the farm, it is so much mixed with all these chemicals and fertilizers and everything that it is no longer natural, whatever we are eating. But there is one thing that is completely pure. What is that? That is the books of Srila Prabhupada, the philosophy of Srila Prabhupada. If that is the purest and that is the food for our soul, our material body may not be getting pure things, but our spiritual body will be getting pure things if we to be thinking in terms of reading these books of Srila Prabhupada, distributing these books of Srila Prabhupada. If we somehow or the other get into the mission of Srila Prabhupada's book distribution or spreading whatever is there in the book, preaching, then we are actually going ahead and doing some kind of support mechanism for the ISKCON movement. So the doer, the supporter, and the person who is director, who is the director? The director is Krishna himself. He's the one who is directing us. He's telling us what we have to do. He is the one who is telling that if you are going to spread Krishna consciousness, this is what will happen. So we should be thinking in those terms and uh, propagate Krishna consciousness among everybody. So this is what is my understanding when Prithu Maharaj talks about the doer, director, and supporter. Now we come to the 27th shloka. I will just go through the salient points of this particular shloka because we don't have enough time. How much time do we have, Prabhu?
Mataji, we need to end at 9 o'clock, including Q&A.
Okay, it's 8:40 now. So I will just take about 10 minutes or 5 minutes is okay. I'll take about 5 minutes to talk about the 27 shloka, just the salient points. That's all. I'm not going to talk anything else. So here in the 27th shloka, what is happening is that Prithu Maharaj is now trying to convince all these people, the demigods, the forefathers, and the saintly persons whom he is requesting to support him in whatever he is doing. So he is telling that he is actually talking about Krishna consciousness, how it is such a good thing. So he says that adhokshadhiya, that is to become Krishna conscious, is the most important thing that anybody can do. And what is Krishna consciousness? If we are going to think in those terms, then Srila Prabhupada actually gives one definition here about Krishna consciousness, that is to feel for the other living entity. Radhanath Swami Maharaj actually tells that when you can feel the pain of the other living entity, that is when you are being Krishna conscious. And we all know that devotees, Vaishnavas, Paradukha Dukhi, they are always so much sorrowful when they see somebody suffering. And this material world, Dukhalayam Ashashvatam, so difficult, very difficult to get through this material world. And what better than just propagate this Krishna consciousness so that they will be able to get out of this samsara sagara. So how do we do that? We distribute love. Radhanath Swami says, distribute love. Love to each and every living entity. When you do that, automatically he comes under the fold of Krishna consciousness. He says one incident where he goes to Bhaktitirtha Swami Maharaj. He was in his deathbed, and he had one of his legs had been amputated. His body was full of tumors, and yet there were about 50 people sitting in his room, and he was preaching to them. He was talking about Krishna. And once he finished speaking, the people came out of the room and they were crying. They could not stop their tears. Radhanath Maharaj went and asked Bhakti Swami Maharaj, how could you do it? You have been talking the same thing for all these years. And today you were able to actually convince these people without any much effort. And Bhakti Swami Maharaj said, I have been waiting all these years for this. I am so blessed that actually Krishna gave me this opportunity. And from my suffering, this Krishna conscious speech should come, and I should be able to change these people. So a true Vaishnava actually doesn't mind whether he is suffering or not. For him, it is more important to actually give that uh, love of God to other people, the conditioned souls, so that they will come back to where they belong, and they will get an opportunity to go back to Godhead. This is what we should also be thinking. And Prithu Maharaj was trying to convince that. Then he talks about how the atheists and Mayavadis, they can be a hindrance, but he is asking these people to not have any consideration for them and think in terms of believers, people who are believers. He wants their support. He doesn't want the support of the atheists and the Mayavadis. So he says that everything that is being done should be actually done for Krishna. And then he talks about uh, the Srila Prabhupada here. Actually, he says that he talks about how Krishna is the supreme controller and he's the source of everything. He talks about Janmadi Asya Yataha, that is the absolute truth, the primeval cause of all causes of creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. Then he talks about Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Mattah Sarvam Pravartate Iti Matva Bhajante Mam Buddha Bhava Samanvitaha. So these shlokas, they are all talking about how the Supreme Lord is the cause of all causes. And he is the one who is going to take us back to Godhead. Everybody who is having this knowledge, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, he will be able to get a place in his heart. And those who are atheists, what will happen to them? They will be thrown into the darkest region. They will never be able to come out of it. And they will be spending millions and millions of years just without knowledge of Krishna. Most difficult task. And how can we get perfection? We can get perfection only if we are going to be doing our prescribed duty and please Krishna. This is what is important. Pleasing Krishna is the most important thing. Example, a housewife. She can cook. There are so many levels of cooking. She thinks that she likes a dish, she cooks, and she eats herself without offering to the Lord. Then she thinks that my family likes all these things, and she cooks and feeds her family. At the third level, she thinks that if I'm going to make this and Krishna is liking this dish, then I will be the most fortunate person. So she cooks, she offers, and then she feeds her family. So this is what Prithu Maharaj wanted his citizens to do. He did not want them to live life for themselves. He wanted them to live life for Krishna. This is what he wanted to do. And we, as followers of Srila Prabhupada, follow in ISKCON, Krishna conscious people, we have to think in those terms. Everything, yat karoshi, yat jishnasi, yet dadasitam kam, everything, whatever we are doing, we are giving something, we are doing something, okay, we are taking something, everything should be offered to Krishna. When we do that, then we are actually becoming closer to Krishna, and Krishna will be very pleased with us. You have to patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. If we are going to offer everything with bhakti, because bhakti is what matters. It is not jnana, karma. It is bhakti that is going to take us back to Godhead. And so, with bhakti, if we are going to perform all these things, automatically Krishna is going to be pleased. And Yasmin Tushte Jagat Tushta. And if Krishna is going to be pleased, he is going to actually help us in everything. This is what will happen. So we have to think in terms of doing everything for Krishna, pleasing Krishna. And when we please Krishna, when Krishna is pleased, the whole world is pleased. Everything is going to be happening in the right manner. Of course, a pure devotee does not think in terms of his own comforts, that is there. But we have not reached that exalted stage so far. And Prithu Maharaj is not talking about the citizens reaching that exalted stage also. He's thinking in terms of how the citizens are going to lead a good life here and then go back to Godhead after finishing their life in this place. In this way, he wants to uh, take up his responsibility and do his responsibility as the king, so that all the people of his kingdom will be happy. This is his sermon, this is his instructions to the people in his kingdom. So we all know that we have to engage in the loving service of the Lord, and this is what Prithu Maharaj wanted his citizens to follow. Finally, Srila Prabhupada then talks about how chance actually doesn't play any role in an individual's life. Everything is already preconceived, already decided. Why? What is the reason? The reason is because of the fact that we are just doing whatever, we are actually enjoying the fruits of whatever we did in our previous janmas. That is all. So there's nothing, no question of anything being left to chance. If you are coming to Krishna conscious in this janma, it's because of whatever sukriti that you did in your previous janma. So it is just a question of um, your karmas. Does that mean that if I leave everything to God, then or to my karma, that is enough? No, we have to make that effort, because whatever happens, whatever you are going to change in your future is going to happen in the present. So the present has to be exactly what we have to be thinking about. And in this present, if we are going to be Krishna conscious, if we are going to dovetail everything to Krishna, if we are going to preach and spread Krishna consciousness everywhere, it will have that much of effect in our future janmas also. And who knows, if we are, like Prabhupada said, that just catch hold of my dhoti and I'll take you back. And so if we are going to do that, maybe, okay, some of us will go back also. So I will put a stop to my class here, and like to invite some questions from people. It's already 8:52. So,
Okay, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Thank you for the nice class.
thank you.
Nice examples you quoted. You spoke about how a farmer today, because of all the modernization, has become so jobless that he wastes his time. On the other hand, you also spoke about school children, where you said that they are not interested in Krishna consciousness. But haven't we made, as a society, made it so complicated for them with the modern exposure and the competitiveness, the different, their academic life is so busy, unlike probably what we studied a few decades back. And so today the life has become so busy for them. Where is time for giving them KC? And how do you look at this? Because modernization on one hand is spoiling, on the other hand is not giving time. You gave both the examples back to back. So how do we take it?
Modernization is actually affecting everybody, the farmer and the student, both. And we are helpless against this. We have to actually come around this problem. There's no point in trying to blame the system, because the system is not going to change in 1 day or 2 day. It is not going to happen. We have to actually work around it and somehow or the other make it in such a way that Krishna consciousness is available to these kids. Krishna consciousness is available to these farmers. For that, there is only one way, and that is preaching. We have to produce thousands and thousands of preachers. It is not enough. Actually, where our Sanatana Dharma lost out was that we did not preach. We kept our religion under, dark rooms of the temple. We did not think in terms of uh, letting it out. The light of God was not let out from the temples, actually. That is what happened. And we, in terms of thinking that the material education is more important than spiritual education, the system made us believe that. We are all actually, um, you know um, uh, what do you call it, the um, um, we are we are those people who are actually getting completely bound by this system, and we are the sufferers. Our generation was a sufferer. Why? Because we did not think in terms of enlightening the next generation. Now, that mistake has to be completely removed. We have to think in terms of making the next generation Krishna conscious. There are various ways. There are a lot of ways to do this. We, as ISKCONians, each and every temple should become a place of preaching. We should go to schools. We should go to schools. We should spread Krishna conscious there. We should of course it's a uphill task, I'm not joking. Secularism, the so-called within quotes secularism, has taken such a difficult made it so very difficult for us to actually do this. Some of the principals don't even entertain us in their office. If we are going and asking them that we will teach Bhagavad Gita, or we will somehow or the other give them some knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam, they say, no, 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 today you are coming to, person will come with, Jesus, and he will say that I want to propagate Jesus. Then what are we going to do? We cannot spend so much of time on this. There are some few good souls, okay, who are there, who want our Sanatana Dharma to come up. So they will give us some time. Few schools are there. What It's a big job, but my one of my ideas is that ISKCON should open its own schools. Unfortunately, there has not been much work done in this. We have not opened schools which will actually make Krishna consciousness as a major study in the school. When that happens, and that can happen only if ISKCON opens schools, because we don't expect others to cooperate as far as this is concerned.
Yes, we have to
I
schools.
am thinking in terms of spreading Krishna conscious to children by making books for them. I'm in the process, actually. You must have heard about Aruda Mataji. She is actually bringing out books which are, she has already published many books for young readers in Srimad Bhagavatam. And she has also started doing some work in Bhakti Shastri. And all the 3 parts of Bhakti Shastri workbooks are coming out. I'm part of that. I have also contributed a little bit into that. And, it has been very much appreciated by the Mayapur Institute also. And they are thinking in terms of bringing out these books and giving it to the children. And, if they want, they can also take up the Bhakti Shastri test, because it is in line with Bhakti Shastri. So this is for people who are interested, maybe devotees, children, or people who are really interested, parents who are really interested to make their children Krishna conscious. This is for them. Books can be given. But what about all those unfortunate souls who are there, out there? They have absolutely no clue of what is Krishna consciousness, why they are suffering in this world, what is happening, and we have not done anything for them. I think we as adults have failed in that particular path, and we have to take it up. We have to really take it up and make the children understand what is Krishna consciousness. How do we get nearer to Krishna? How do we make them think in terms of the loopholes in material education and the beauty of spiritual education? Both we have to give, so that tomorrow they will be in a position to actually differentiate that, okay, material education is for earning my living, but what really matters is the spiritual education. When they come to that platform, we have achieved something what Srila Prabhupada wanted us to do. This is my opinion, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely said. If we can really have those schools and the takers for these schools, be a good place. Thank you. Devotees, do we have any other questions?
Mataji? Shriprada Mataji, would you like to say something?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Hare Bol. Very wonderful thoughts as your teacher, and you have so much care about the children. So because you are seeing them around you, and if they are not with the Krishna consciousness,
Thank you,
ultimately
Mataji, for a wonderful
we won't be
class.
happy.
Hare
So
Krishna.
thank you so much. And recently that book also you were mentioning, that Bhagavad Gita for younger children. So it was very nice. Actually, even I thought of buying that book. So whenever it is available, I will just say that. So it is
Mataji,
very
available in Amazon, and
okay.
I will send you the link. No problem. Yeah.
Sure, mother. So it is very nice, and it is it's very required actually. So even now my son was 9th standard, and he will say, okay, I will just complete my chanting, other than please don't give me any other seva. Because there's so much involved in the studies, and there's so many exams every day.
Fortunate, yeah.
As you are a teacher, you know them very nicely, right? So, but yes, we have to put some effort to make them Krishna consciousness, right? Very nice, Mataji. Very nice, wonderful thoughts. Thank you so much, Krishna.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you
If
so
there
much,
are no
Mataji.
questions, we will stop now.
Yes. Looks like there are no more questions. Thank you so much for the class, Mataji. Thank you all for joining in. We are going to have this series of special Bhagavatam classes every day at 8 a.m. other than Sundays. So requesting devotees, if you're available, you can continue to join. Of course, it's in continuation of what's happening on the other Saturdays. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Gokula Vallabha Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for a wonderful class, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams.
Thanks. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji, for a
Krishna
wonderful